our YouTube channel. My name is Chef Matiko. Yes, we just started the live. Today is on a Tuesday. Those people who follow us, I and Aaron Dante, we always have something on Tuesday. Straight talk with Dante. Yeah, I think my brother will be joining later. Yeah, um, he's busy right now, so he will be joining us when he's less busy. Yes, if you're new here, welcome. My name is Chef Matiko. Yeah, an African boy from East Africa, Kenya. Yes, I come from Kenya. Yeah, I see one person has already joined. Thank you so much for joining. Today's on Tuesday for those people who know. We are always here. Yeah. Coming live from this place called Madrid. I'm home. I'm home. People are used to this background right here. Yeah, I'm home. Yes. So on today's talk, we're gonna be talking why men cheat, and you are free to join our conversation. You are free to join us. You are free to ask questions so that we discuss, we get to know, we get to help one another. Yes, you can share the live. You are always free and allowed to share the live because that is one way of supporting this YouTube channel. Yes, tell me, guys, where you watching me from? Today I'll be reading comments one by one, one by one. Yes, so that we get to be yeah, we get to connect. Yes, we get to connect. So tell me where you're watching from so that I get to know where you're watching me from. I have fans and I have supporters from different parts of the world. I want to say thank you so much for 30,000 subscribers, guys. Yeah, I realized when I am in Madrid, my videos are like the audience. Yeah, my videos have fewer audience than when I was in the village. But all in all, thank you so much. We are already 30,000 subscribers. Yeah, we are growing slowly, but but good. Yeah, if you're joining right now, kindly tap the screen so that you support the live. Yes, give me a like. Yeah, give me a like so that we see how it goes because we are six people right here right now, and one like. So guys, you can like the video to support it. So on our discussion, I was our discussion today, we were to do it with my brother Aaron. Yeah, as we wait for him, that's why you see my part of the screen is one part of the screen is blank, is black because I'm waiting for him. So as we wait for him, yeah, you can just tell me where you're watching me from so that we can get going. So there's this video that went is doing good, that I pranked my wife that I'm going back to Kenya. So people who have watched it, thank you so much, and people who are supporting other videos, thank you so much. Yes, I'm thinking, should I do like more of pranks or more of yeah, more of what kind of content do you want me to do for? Do you want us to do for you guys? What kind of content? Can you suggest something? Yeah, do you want us to cook? Do you want us to yeah? Just suggest because I can cook. I have a million recipes of smoothies that can help you, can help us. So what kind of videos do you want us to yeah, what kind of content would you like us to do? Yes, it's a free question, a general question that needs answers. So, guys, what do you think about that? It's actually 5:04. Yeah, 5:04 p.m. right here in Madrid, Spain, which is 7:04 p.m. in Kenya. Watu wangu wa Kenya, karibuni sana. Thank you so much. I have a lot of supporters from Kenya also. I have a lot of supporters, a lot of people from Kenya watch me and all over the world. That's why I've asked you. where you're watching me from. So actually, this something you see here. It's an African. Yeah, you can see a mother. It represent like African. Like there is a woman right here with a baby. Yeah, like Masai Samburu for those people who have Hurrians who have, yeah. It really I love it because it represents us. Yeah. And I did the other I posted a video yesterday of I was asking random people like questions what they think about Africans, guys, or and Africa. Yeah, guys, you can go watch that video, support it, so that yeah, it gets to 2,000. Right. I am Africa. Somebody's saying Germany. Germany in Africa. I'm Africa in Germany. We don't know. You should know. Germany in Africa or Africa in Germany. Yeah, because that is I am Africa. I am Africa. Big shout out to you. Thank you so much. You're the first person actually to comment. I am Africa or Germany in Africa or Africa in Germany. How do you say hi in Germany? How do you say hi in Germany? So guys, like the screen so that as we get to learn, remember the topic of the day. I was to do this video with my brother, but he's in a Zoom class. So I hope he will join soon. How do you say hi in German? I want to say hi in German. All right. So 8 people are watching me. 4 likes. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Asante sana. Yeah, there's somebody who once commented that I should be vlogging in Swahili live, but a lot of audience, we have different audience from different parts of the world, so that will be very difficult from for some people because let's say African in Germany. All right, all right, all right, all right. African in Germany. I think Germany also it's cold, right? It's very cold right now, I guess. Does it snow in Germany? So we are here. You can ask me any question. Remember the topic. Hey, servos. Is that how you pronounce it? I don't know any Germany word. Yeah. Remember the topic of the day is why men cheat. So as I wait for my friend, my brother Dante is in a Zoom class, so we can just get to know us, and you can always ask a question. Somebody has just say hi Dante and deleted it. Don't worry, Dante will be coming. That is a Shumbahuru. How you doing, Shumbahuru? Welcome to the live. We are waiting for Dante. Dante should be here. Yeah, in the next few minutes. Because we always do like a live together on Tuesdays. Yeah, big up. That is Titus. Thank you so much, Titus. Nice to see you here. Asante sana. Yeah. Hi in Swahili. So Swahili is very very funny because hello Chef Machiko, hello Adrian. I'm good, Chef Machiko from Zimbabwe. Thank you so much for joining. My people from Zimbabwe, much love. Yes, and my people, everybody that is joining right now, much love. In Swahili, like to say hi in Swahili has a lot of words to say hi. You can say habari yako, or you can just ask somebody, habari yako is how you doing? Na unaendeleaje? How have you been? Oh, I don't know. A lot of words just to say hi. That's Simon. My brother, how you doing? Karibu sana ndani ya nyumba. Yes, I hope with my brother Mwita. Simon Mwita, thank you so much for being here, bro. How you doing? Karibu sana. Teach us more Spanish lessons. What do you want to know? What do you want to know in Spanish? Yeah. So I told you, yeah, I can teach you some. As we are waiting for Dante, let us go through some basic words in Spanish. So, for example, then but I have that video, guys. I have that video over there. I'm good, bro. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too, bro. Mama Matiko Poa Sana. That is haha. Somebody somebody goes by the name haha. Yeah. All right. So what do you want to know in Spanish? What do you want to know? If I know the word, I'll just say it right here, right now. All right. So 11 people watching me right now. Remember, we've started this live 10 minutes ago, and the 7 likes. Kindly tap the screen to like this live. Yeah, we are trying YouTube. YouTube, we try it, but all goes well. Yeah. My recent video has I think 1,000 views. Yeah, a very few views, guys. Go watch it and push it kindly. Yes, thank you so much for the eight likes. Yeah, and you can tell me where you're watching me from. I know I have a lot of people who are watching me from Kenya, a lot of people who are watching me from all over the world. Of course, we have somebody from Zimbabwe. Yeah, what is the capital city of Zimbabwe? Yeah, we are landing here as we wait for Dante. We are supposed to do this live with Dante, and actually we are waiting for him so that we can start it. Why men cheat? We need to know why men cheat. From Kenya, bro. I have a cousin called Simon Mwit. I don't know if he's the one, or I don't know. I really don't know, but maybe. Watching from Kenya, thank you so much. That is Basoronga from Sudan. Thank you so much. Here's my brother. How you doing, bro?
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Well, just let you guys know, hello. I'm actually in Las Vegas right now. I don't know if you guys know what Las Vegas is or where Las Vegas is, but I'm actually not in my normal my normal studio.
Oh yeah, you're not at home.
No, no. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys really quick where I'm at. So
All right. Okay. All right.
I'm in this. It's a casino hotel, I guess you could say. Las Vegas is known for the. It's like the gambling capital of the world. So out here on a little business slash pleasure trip.
All right. All right. That's awesome. So you finished your class, your Zoom class?
Yeah, so I had a well, it wasn't a class. I actually had a meeting. It was just I
Ah,
meet monthly with this company. We kind of go over their numbers and whatnot. And the meeting started late, so yeah. So I apologize for
um,
being late.
no worries. No worries. No worries. So how have you been? How was your week? How is the
Yeah, my
going?
Yeah, my week has been good. It's been really busy. Very busy to be honest with you. End of the month work is we have a lot of reports that we got to like start preparing for
Mhm.
customers. Again, that was like one of the meetings. So I'm going to have after this call, I got another call, another call.
Yeah.
So but pretty pretty busy. Had a good week though. How about yourself? How was your week?
I've been good. Everything goes well. We're just here, but everything is good, bro. You know, staying positive.
Not
Everything goes well. I cannot complain
nice.
because honestly,
Nice.
but I on last week I had like not I was not sick, but I was not like my stomach. I was not very comfortable, but I'm doing good right now.
Oh, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good. I've been blessed lately. The last few months, I haven't really, some people around me have been getting sick. Nothing too serious, but you know how
Yeah.
that works out. Somebody around you gets sick, and then all of a sudden, you catch a little cough or something, and the cough turns into a
Mhm.
little bit more than what you're hoping for. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, sure. So, bro, can we? Do you know the topic of the day?
Absolutely, of course, absolutely. I think I think it's a topic. I think as men we know
Mhm.
well. At least the men that I know. I've had this conversation many, many, many times.
Uh-huh.
But absolutely,
All
yeah.
right.
If you want to start, I can start. Doesn't
Yeah, sure.
I
A
know
lot of
there's
people want to
a lot of
know.
women watching right now thinking, okay, what are these guys about to say?
Yeah, they're waiting to hear. So the topic of the day is why men cheat. Why men? Aaron, why do you think men cheat? According to you.
Well, I think it's a bunch of reasons. You know what I mean? I think there are some men who are they're not honest with themselves. They maybe have gotten into a situation like say a relationship that um, that you know instead of saying okay, these are the things that I want, these are the things I need, they don't really evaluate the situation very well. So they get into a relationship because they think that's what they're supposed to do. Then they realize when they're in the relationship that this isn't really what they want, and they're not honest enough with themselves and the significant other to say, "Hey, you know what? I made a mistake," or whatever it is. So then what they do is instead of instead of actually dealing with the problem, they look for other ladies or whatever to fill the void that they missed out. And instead of, again, I say, instead of being honest with the woman and say, hey, you know what, break it off or whatever it is, it's almost like they want to have their cake and eat it too. And that's, I mean, I know a lot of people in that situation, And then you have other men who, you know what, they really love their significant other, we say wife or girlfriend or whatever it is, but because they're not honest with like say their fantasies, their sexual fantasies, they want to go out and experience, whatever it is, because they don't think that their significant other would accept, who they are. So then they go out and find somebody that's gonna, satisfy their needs. Because I've talked to a lot of women, and a lot of women are surprised that when they find out that their man was cheating on them, they look at the other woman and they say, "Oh my God, she's not pretty, or she's not, she doesn't look as good as I do," and they're wondering like, why in the heck would this man want to go out and be with this particular woman? And instead of really looking at, it's not about when a man cheats, it's not about he's going to try to find this younger woman or this more prettier woman or whatever it is. In most cases, he finds somebody for whatever reason, even if it's that period of time that that um, that fits what they're basically what they're looking for. And
Mhm.
my problem with that is, I posted something last week that said, you know what, be honest. When it comes to sex, especially, you need to be honest. And I think that a lot of men don't think women would accept, um, you know, would accept the things that they think about. And I know there's some other cases where women are their women is not willing to do certain things, so then they'll go out and look for it. But I think for the most men that are people that I would say I would have respect for, and maybe had admitted to me why they did certain things. Again, a lot of it had to do with the fact that they weren't able to communicate their true needs to themselves and to their significant others. And there's a bunch of other stuff. And I'll let you comment to that. But I've talked to a lot of different men, and a lot of it, honestly, a lot of times it has to do with communication.
So one of the most things, the most like a bigger percentage of men who cheat. Maybe it's communication. Maybe the problem is communication, or maybe it's communication. You think so? Maybe the
Yeah,
problem
yeah.
can be.
I really think that. I think that a lot of men who are afraid to talk to their wives. They're afraid to really, and maybe it's because in the past their wife has not been open to like listening to them, maybe belittled them, maybe downplayed, you know, their needs and their concerns. And that's the one thing that I want people to understand. Just because a man cheats on his wife or his girlfriend or whatever it is, it doesn't necessarily mean that he's a bad person. Now, it's not a good thing. It's not. I'm not accepting the fact that men go out there and cheat. But if you really want to look at the issue, what the real problem is, in most cases, in most relationship, is a communication. Because if you communicated well with your wife or your girlfriend, like you had a really like open communication, open channel for communication, the cheating piece wouldn't, you know, it'd be like, hey, you know what, this is what I like. Well, you know what, this isn't what I like. Or okay, maybe I'm open to, you know, an open relationship or whatever it is. But the fact is, or the issue, that the biggest issue that I have is for the man not giving the woman the opportunity. And I know there's going to be a lot of men that disagree with what I'm saying, but they're not giving the woman at least the opportunity to either accept who they are, accept that this is what the marriage is or what you think, because they want to kind of have their cake and eat it too. They don't want to, you know, they don't want to lose their wife. They don't want to communicate to them about how they feel. So, you know, they go out and do the things that they do. And, you know, some people are successful. Some men are successful doing it. Some men are not successful. I know plenty of men that are not as successful at having a I guess you could say, are a relationship outside their marriage, outside their, you know, you know, boyfriend girlfriend relationship, because again, it's something that I'm gonna tell you, in most of my conversations that I have with anybody, it's about communication. My failed relationships had to do with communication. You know,
Wow.
more than anything else.
So somebody's saying men cheat when their expectations are not met in marriage, and there is no good communication. Yeah, so we are talking about good communication. So we are looking at communication, maybe the key factors why men cheat. And somebody saying the expectation. Do you think when a man does not get or meet his expectation will cause him to cheat, Dante? Could that be
Hmm.
a reason?
Wait, repeat the question one more time. It broke up for a second. You said that if a man doesn't meet what?
Do you think a man can cheat because he has not met his expectations with that, maybe in that marriage, with that woman, with that girl? Do you think
Yeah,
they can
yeah,
cheat because of that?
absolutely. I mean, that's one of many. I mean, there's a lot of men out there that are just, you know, I mean, they're just horn dogs, man. They just want to like, you know, bang any girl they can see, get anything they can that walks. You know, I had a friend of mine that literally, hey, it didn't matter if he was married, single, whatever. If he seen a girl, she was willing to, give him some. He's down for it, you know. And again, I wouldn't say that was the majority of men because, you know, like I said, most of my friends, you know, I know some of them are having relationships, you know, outside their their marriages and whatnot. I know a few like that, um, but the majority of them, the majority of my friends, it's about communication. It's about, and again, I think another thing too is as you get older, it's a little different because when you're younger, um, you know, I used one of the things that I, the one of the things that really kept me faithful to my wife was I never put myself in situations to where I was tempted because that's another thing too. There's times where, you know, like if you're going out to clubs all the time and your wife's not with you, or you're going to these events where there's ladies, single ladies, and your wife's not with you, and she, you don't have, that bond, I guess you could say, to where she's part of the things that you do. Your temptation is an MF. I'll tell you that right now. The most most faithful man in the world, if he's tempted, I mean, it's a difficult, choice. You could be the most moral individual in the world, but if you're around the ladies that are like at work or something like that, and they're flirtatious and work events and things like that, I've seen things happen where men have regretted, some of the choices that they made. And for me, it's better just to not put yourself in that situation. You know, I've been a manager my whole life. I mean, as far as like managing, work for some big corporations, Tesla, some of these big corporations. And one of the things that I did personally, as a manager, is that when we had work events, I never like I would go to the event, I'd be the first one there, and to be the first one to leave, because after they start drinking and everything starts happening, um, you know, things happen, and I made sure that I didn't put myself in situations to where that could possibly happen. Because as a man, I don't care what kind of morals you have, or how you grew up, or whatever it is. If you're in a situation where there's alcohol involved, there's women, they're having a good time and everything else. I know a lot of people that have made some huge mistakes, and I call them mistakes, like one time shots where they were unfaithful, man. And I know I have a couple friends that have never told their significant other about it, and they have a lot of regret, a lot of remorse about doing it. You know what I mean? And again, they were at a bar. Girl came up to them. He was drunk, little intoxicated, a little flirtation. Thought it was okay, and things happen. So it can be communication, but it also can be the individuals putting themselves in situations that they shouldn't be in.
Yeah, you've talked about a very important thing. I had a class like uh, had some session that I was talking to a doctor, and he said we were talking the same topic, like why men cheat? Why do you think people cheat? And he told me the same thing about what can drive you into cheating and how you can avoid. For example, how you can avoid temptation. For example, going to party alone. I'm talking
Yes.
maybe
Yeah.
people who are in a serious relationship or marriage. Yeah, maybe going to party alone. So instead, maybe you can say, oh, "Let me go with my wife," and with that, you can avoid that temptation, because when you go to alone, of course, you can easily get tempted. Maybe 90%.
Yeah.
Than more than when you could go with your wife. Another thing she told me, maybe he told me, maybe with maybe, let me say, for example, social media. Social media, for example, maybe Instagram. You know, maybe you are just scrolling and you see women. You say, so those things that they are calling you. You see, they are calling you. Hey, hey. Those things that are calling you. So I can call them too. So, for example, you see in Instagram, you avoid such things, and maybe social media, not that you leave, but when you see maybe you're following a lot of that, you try not to. And of course, he also talked about, yes, for example, you're in the streets, and you're walking, and there are women. Women are beautiful, and they're roses, so they attract. So when you try as much as possible, when you say, she's beautiful, you just say, she's beautiful in your head,
Yeah.
and run, like,
Yeah.
because when that attractions is what is pushing us to that. Maybe, she's beautiful, then you make a step, hi, how you doing? Then the guy will say, okay, hey, can I get your number?
Yes.
So that
Yes.
process, so you would have avoided that by just seeing and moving, like looking, appreciating, and moving on. So I was in a training that, like a class, a training with the expertise. And thank you so much for telling me about talking about temptation, because I'm very sure a lot of men cheat because they are tempted. Yeah, they're tempted, and to avoid temptation is to avoid temptation. There is
Yeah.
no shortcut. Yeah, to avoid temptation is to avoid temptation. So, uh, if I think if a lot of men, uh, especially you talk about the age, so maybe I can say people. in my age, it's easier to cheat than people who are a bit older than my age. You get it? So with us, I think the control in us is a little bit, not very good. So that's why I also took that class because I thought really if you want to think of family, I'm talking to those people who are family guys, people who want serious relationship, people who are in relationship. You know, you also talked about honesty. Yeah? Honesty. Honesty is something that is very important. I like the fact that here in first world countries, maybe you can even agree with your wife. I want an open relationship. You can agree with your girlfriend. I want an open relationship. I want my relationship to be like this. I think it goes back to communication, but also that is what being honesty. Who are you? Is- we always make mistakes, but the mistakes that we make, for example, not talking to our partners. For example, maybe they could agree with what we think, just like we put it or not. So I think another thing maybe is that do you think maybe satisfaction can drive a man to cheat? Like satisfaction when maybe I can talk directly to maybe sex or love, making love or having sex. Do you think can can that make a man to cheat? Like maybe disagreement or not being in the same level or something like that. Do you think can make a man to cheat?
It's a good question. Yeah. Um, that's I never really thought about it like that. To be honest with you. I think men on a certain level. I think it's all different. It's just different between all different types of men. I mean, you have certain men that are at like say a professional, like a business professional. They're around certain types of people like all the time, and that doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to be susceptible to wanting to you know be go outside their marriage. But because they're around, as you said, this temptation. They're around these different individuals. They're
Mhm.
Some men are constantly getting um, offers, I guess you could say. I remember Chris Rock said that men typically are is they're as faithful as their options. So if you're a man that has a lot of options, there's a lot of opportunities for you to go out there and be unfaithful. Which is really
Mhm.
true when you really think about it. I mean, if you're a guy, say for instance you have a lower position that people don't really have a lot of respect for. There's not like a lot of women that are going to be coming at you, giving you a lot of attention. You can go out there
Mhm.
and cheat if that's what you want. You can find somebody to have, this relationship with. Um, but for the most part, you're probably not going to have the options to say like someone that has a little bit of money. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you this story. I knew this girl that I somewhat grew up with, and she became a person who attracted like athletes, with people with money, and she realized that that a lot of these guys obviously were attracted to her, and she used that. She used that, but she only used it against the guys that were the ballers, the ones that were stepping out on their wives, that were stepping out on their girlfriends and whatnot. She didn't like go up to a regular guy, obviously, and do that. She basically used what she had, and I think there's a lot of people, and it's not just women doing it to men. It's men that do it to women too. So it's, I mean, it works both ways. But it's one of those things as a man, you have to you have to figure out what you're willing and what you're not willing to do in a relationship. Because that right there is going to be the determining factor if you're a person that's susceptible to cheat or not cheat. And it just all, and again, I grew up with a single father. And in my mind, what I really wanted to do is I wanted to find one woman that I could spend the rest of my life with. I didn't care about all these different women and everything else. I just didn't have that need to want to have conquered, 30, 40 women. It just, that wasn't my thing. My thing was I really wanted to find one woman, and I have always thought that way. It didn't matter if it's a sexual fantasy thing and all this other stuff. It didn't matter to me. I didn't care about any of that stuff. I mean, I want one woman to I could grow with. That could nurture me. I could nurture her. I could teach her. She could teach me, and I was happy. That was, to me, that was always like a thing that was really strong. It was like a value that I really wanted. But I saw, again, the guys around me. I was in the business world, so I'd go on these business trips. It was like, and a lot of these guys, they didn't level up. They leveled down because they were just, all they cared about was just trying to find that one woman that would give it up, or one that did, or whatever the situation is. So my thing is, like, that's a tough question. I mean, because again, it's one of those things that's subjective to an individual. It's an individual um, choice. Um, like I said, it's one of those things where it is. Um, something that it's just kind of harder to find on, an individual. That's why I said this topic is one that's very subjective, because it just depends on the individuals. But like I said, I think for the most part, that communication, man, is the most important thing. I think I saw a comment in there that talked about how men doesn't they don't give a woman the opportunity to make the choice, and it's true. But I think men, I mean, wouldn't you say that men don't trust the women to be honest with them? I mean, to where if they really had like a fantasy, if they had something that they wanted to do, or the way that they felt, that that woman would accept the fact and be okay with that. I mean, what are your thoughts about that?
I think some women can, but a lot of women cannot. Yeah, and to answer the question is that I mean, for example, I think the men, like the fantasy, sharing the fantasy, what they think about, maybe let me just say, maybe in love, let me say, maybe what do you think in general, the communication, and when they feel that the women are not like supportive kind of way, they don't listen to them, then of course 90% of them, they won't wait for even a minute, so they will just find that attention, or people who um, would want to communicate to. That's why you find even actually that will be the main reason as to why men cheat, because you find that if there's no good communication in the house, they will try to, even to the women, they will try and find where there is good communication. So, for example, if the woman is the problem, like when the man tries to communicate or tries to bring up something or anything to do with communication, and the woman does not give the ear to listen, then you will find that the man goes to find that attention somewhere else. And of course, the women too. So, and vice versa. And I think communication also
Yeah,
is one of the big things, uh, and big reasons as to why men cheat. So I have people from different parts of the world. Let me give them a shout out. I can see Paul. Thank you so much for joining. I can see Ron. Thank you so much. Some
Appreciate that.
saying sometimes it can be wrong friends. Yeah, Aaron has talked about wrong friends. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure, wrong friends can can drive you to cheating. So you have to choose well who to be or who not to be with. Uh-huh. Somebody saying, I agree with Dante that sometimes men we cheat when we put ourselves in tricky situations. For instance, in my case, I stopped doing a certain content on my channel because it was making me vulnerable. All right. Somebody saying in marriage, one need to give each other a chance to express oneself through. Yeah, not only in marriage. I think it's good in any relationship. It's good to give your partner a chance to express themselves. And I was talking about, I have a friend, not really a friend, a person I know on TikTok, and they have agreed like to be in an open relationship. Like they are a married couple and they have kids, and they just agreed like you can be in an open relationship. It will be free because do you think that is a good idea? If you sit down with your couple, discuss it, and you agree to be in an open relationship, do you think that is healthy? And is it a good idea if you agree, both of you?
Hey, chef, I can't hear you. Your screen froze for a second. If you asked me a question, I didn't hear the question.
All right. I was telling you that I have like a friend on TikTok, somebody who I follow and somebody who I sometimes watch. They agreed to be. It's a couple and they have kids, and they agreed to be in an open relationship. Do you think
Oh,
that
okay.
can help or that is healthy? What do you think? What is your take about that?
Yeah, I think it worked for certain couples. There's a lot of celebrity couples because they realize there's a ton of temptation out there, and they have. I don't know if you guys know who Steph Curry is. He's a basketball star for the Golden State Warriors here, and him and his wife are in an open relationship. I think that they put a value on family. They put a value on the time they spend together, family time, everything else. And if they were able to, and I think in couples that um, that that are accepting of an open relationship, they're basically quantifying their life, and they're saying, you know what, sex is important. Maybe I'm willing to do something, and there's certain things I'm not, but I love you enough to say, you know what, sex isn't, it's not a deal breaker if you want to be with someone else. I think the cool thing about open relationships is that it's open and honest. There's no hiding. You know what I mean? If that's what your desires are, you have desires to be with other men, other women, whatever the situation is, you know, and you're accepting of that. I think I have no problems with that. I personally am, just like polygamy. I couldn't be in a polygamous relationship, just like I couldn't be in an open marriage. But I'm accepting of individuals that have that marriage or have, if it's a polygamous relationship or whatever it is, I'm accepting of it as long as the both you're honest, they're of age, they understand, what they signed up for. Because I think a lot of times, it's like when an individual, I saw this study and it talked about married when they're young, they get married to the wrong person because they're ready to get married. They don't really understand the right person. So a lot of times what's happening is they're getting married in their 20s because they want to get married. So they find the first or second girl that wants to marry them, but they don't realize like who they are as an individual, the things they want. They don't know what they want sexually. They don't know what they want, like comes family wise. They just have been told you got to get married, you got to have 5 kids, and then they just pick someone, and it might not be the right person. So that's the reason why here in the Western world, that happens a lot of times. You get married young, you end up getting a divorce young because you realize the woman, the man realize, like, why did I marry this person? It's like this person isn't the person I want to spend my life with. He's not an individual that high character. He's not a like a good family man or a good mother or whatever the situation is. So um, I, I I I'm okay with that. I think it's like I said. I think if two people are honest and they're honest with each other, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that? And again, they both are on the same page. It can't be the guy saying, "Hey, I'm in an open marriage, but my wife is not." I mean, that
Oh,
don't.
yeah, yeah. So you have to be true for it to be to be funny if
I,
one of
I
them
used to
to.
I used to work at this restaurant when I was a kid, and police officer used to come into the restaurant all the time. And this girl asked him, "Is like, hey, are you married?" And he goes, "No, I'm not married, but my wife is." So I always thought that
That
was
is funny.
I thought it was funny, but it was kind of sad in a way, when you think about it. He thought that little of his wife to, make a comment like that. So, you know.
Yeah, but yeah, also I support that because when there is that open relationship, I guess somebody saying hello Dante here, hello West, skill boy, wishing a lot of courage from USA. Thank you so much. So I think it's good. It's very good because the two parties have agreed, so they will know there won't be heartbreaks. There won't be, yeah, as long as it's kind of it's healthy to them. Yeah, yeah, it's good.
Hmm.
So if
Yeah.
you've talked about marrying a wrong person, that could also be a reason as to why
Hmm.
men cheat. Yeah, and vice versa. Yeah,
Definitely.
so, yeah.
Definitely.
So I think these points that
Definitely.
we're
Yeah.
giving on here, I think goes for both women and men. Yeah, marrying a wrong person, that could be another reason, and that's why you see a lot of marriages in people marry and divorce very quick in Western. Yeah, I think that could be one of the reasons, as maybe they don't know one another. They're just not in the same page with their couples, and I think that is one of the reason as to why men cheat.
I told my son, I said, listen, here's what I want you to do. What I want you to do is in your 20s, I want you to focus on finishing your education. I want you to focus on saving all the money you possibly can and investing your money. And then the third thing is, I want you to figure out who you are as an individual and what you want in a wife. Okay? All right, what you want long term. Don't get married young, don't have children young. When I say young, I mean in my 20s. When you get in your 30s, that's what I told them. I said, when you get in your 30s, you'll know who you are. You would have dated many women, I'm sure. You would have went on some adventures. You're gonna, work for a company. You're gonna, build your business. You're gonna achieve a lot of things in your 20s. You're planning for it right now. So in your 30s, focus on a marriage, children, a woman, a particular, even if it's a woman in your life, say somebody he's dated for 10 years or whatever the situation is, he's going to know if this is the person because they're going to have the same goals. They're going to have the same needs and wants and everything else. But as a man, you need to focus on being a leader and again, hopefully you as a man you realize that if this is what I want, meaning sexual relationships, if this is I don't want to get married because I want to date, many, many, many women. You don't put yourself in a situation to where you're lying to women. That's the thing. That's the major no is lying. Lying. When you're deceitful and you lie about it, that to me is more hurtful than actually going out there and cheating. If I'm with a woman and she says, "Hey, I was unfaithful," I'm not going to like it, but I'm going to respect her because at least she came to me and told me, "Hey, this is what happened. I made a mistake." I'm not going to say I forgive her, like we're gonna stay together or whatever it is, but at least I'm going to respect her, and I'm not going to think she's some horrible individual because she was human, that she human. She made a mistake, you know, and that's
Yeah.
again the real thing that like I'm trying to instill in my son is be honest Don't ever get into a relationship to where you have to lie. My grandmother used to tell me that. Don't lie to a woman. If you want a woman, if you want to have sex with a woman, if you want to marry her, get her heart, whatever it is, don't lie to her. You lie to her, it's over with. Everything's over. It's a done deal. You know, you will lose her. You'll never get a second chance. She'll never respect you. She'll never, um, if she respected you, she'll never think the same way about you again.
Yeah, sure. That's a good point, Dante. Thank you so much for putting it down. Yes, somebody's saying that that's why a couple of a couple needs to date to help them to get to know each other. Yes, I think when you're young, you need to just like the way you've said. When you're young, you need to know yourself, who you are, and who you want, what you want, all those things. And I realized that's why uh, a lot of people who are really I have even cousins who are over 30 and they're not married. Yeah, they're not married. Yeah,
What
I
you say?
think.
You're breaking up again. What'd you say? Over 30? No, what was it?
Yeah, I'm telling you, I have families who, like cousins, who are over 30 and they're not married. They're not even thinking of marrying. And I think it's a good thing because if you're not sure, then don't go for it. So it's a good
Yes.
thing to know who you are, to know what you want, to know what you want to be, who you want to date, what kind.
Right.
Just just everything. Then you analyze, then you can go for it. And I think
Yes.
that is a if you have all and if you get that person, it will be even hard for you to cheat because you have everything
Yes.
you want. Yes.
Yes.
So that
I
was
agree.
a very nice point, Dante, and I like it. So
Yeah.
I've just
I
noted it down. Skill boy say, yeah, thank you so much for joining. Yes. So right now you are in a casino
yeah.
in California, right?
No, Nevada, right next to California.
Ah, all right. So okay. So let us
About an hour
go.
flight away.
So let us go out of the topic a little bit. So in California, business trip maybe. So you live. Oh, where do you live? Not in California.
I live in Northern California. I live by San Francisco.
Ah, ah,
So
ah.
California, yeah, California is made up. Basically, you have Northern California and you have Southern California. So Southern California is like Los Angeles,
Mhm.
Southern California. Northern California is San Francisco.
All right. That is good, and it's
Wait a minute,
cold.
wait a minute,
It's
wait a
not.
minute. I have a treat. Listen. Hey, I have a treat for you. I have a treat for you. So
Oh, really? Mhm.
I know your favorite chef is Chef Ramsay.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Very good.
I'm actually going to be eating in his restaurant today.
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah. So
Wow, yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna shoot a video in his restaurant just for you, brother.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Yeah, that is my favorite chef, honestly.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
I
I
was to
know, I
focus,
know.
yeah, if I was to focus, that maybe one day I'll be like him. We don't know. We don't know. But I admire
Hey,
him. Yeah.
if you want to, you will be. That's for sure.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you will be what you want to be. That's what
That's
I say.
right. Yeah,
Yeah, I
that's right.
admire that. Yeah,
That's right.
say hi to whoever is close to Ramsey, the workers.
I I will. I will. I'm
Yeah.
gonna try to get an interview with somebody, just for you.
Wow, incredible. Thank you so much. It will be a very nice present for me. Oh, Chef Ramsey. I love that man. So so yeah, we were outside a little bit just to refresh, to go out of the topic, and I think we can analyze like the main thing is communication, right? Communication
Yeah.
could be the backbone of everything. Like why men cheat? So communication. I think it can
hmm
be vice versa. Flashpoint say I think being faithful starts when you are single, Don't sleep with someone who is not your wife. Uh, Hassan, hi, how you doing? Yeah, no, when you are single, you can sleep with anyone. You can make love with anyone, right? It's not. It's not
Mm-hmm.
that when you are single, you must. It's not. I don't think that you must get married for you to make love or for you to enjoy life. I don't. I don't think because how will you know what you want and what you don't want? Yeah. Yeah. So I think those okay, you can be, you can choose to be what you want to be, but I think it's good to explore. That is what I can say. Because
Yeah, definitely.
when,
That's for sure.
seriously, when maybe say maybe let us say somebody has never seen a man or a woman and then is now settled with is now married and now he meets another person who is better than the other person. Well, he definitely or she definitely cheats because he or she realizes, I don't get this from this. I don't get this from this. So it's good to explore before you settle. Maybe for people, before you live in a certain place, you have to explore the place before you settle. So I think for me, everybody has his or her own thinking, but flashpoints, I disagree with you, honestly. What do you think, Dante? Have you seen flashpoints? You say
You
flashpoints
you
says,
you, you break it. You're breaking up, brother. I didn't hear what you said.
all right, there is a comment here. Flashpoint says, I think being faithful starts when you're single. Don't sleep with someone who's not your wife.
Yeah,
Do you support that?
I do. I mean, it's kind of like this. I mean, that's a good point. But what I often tell, especially young men, is like, look, stop sharing your body. Your body is very, to me, it's like, my body's very valuable. It's extremely valuable, and I can't see myself sharing my body with a whole bunch of different women. Just for my enjoyment. I'm one of those guys. I like quality better than quantity. So I rather have a woman that I am 100% compatible with. Sex is, amazing, everything else. Than to try to find five, six, seven, eight, nine girls just to have an orgasm. And that's crazy. I think that it does do that, but like I said, it's almost like the values that you have as a young man. What's their priorities? Your priority should not be sex. It shouldn't be. Now, again, I know there's people that they grew up in situations where that's a priority to them. But really, you gotta you gotta get as a man, you gotta get your shit together, man. You gotta get your money right. You gotta get your because the thing is, if you want a lot of sex and want a lot of good quality sex, get your money right, get your paper right, man. Get yourself together. Make yourself a high valued man. Don't out there, thinking that you're this player, gigolo, a cat that maybe you got some, maybe you're good looking, you're tall, maybe you got a lot of things that women are looking for and everything else. But I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is what I told my son, dude. If you want women, get your money right. Okay, be quality. You'll get the most quality women that are out there by being able to offer them something besides, your good looks, your intelligence. You bring it. Yeah, you bring intelligence. You bring a powerful mind, a good character. You're going to find that one woman that's going to satisfy all your needs and all that stuff that you were doing, wasting your time. A lot of men waste their time chasing after these women, or maybe they're working towards that and they get distracted. You can't get distracted, man. In your 20s, when men are in their 20s, you can't get distracted. You got to be focused, laser focused on getting yourself together. I'm telling you, because you can't do it when you're 30 and 40 and 50 years old. Yeah, you can be successful and you can get things done, but I'm just telling you personally, that's the worst thing that you can do. One of the worst things you can do is focus on sex. Okay, that is just it's like drugs and sex and alcohol and all that stuff that can just derail you from from what your true destiny is. I read these quotes all the time. They talk about how if you give up, for 6 months, you need to give up this and that and porn and all this other stuff, and then see how your life is. It's true. If you start your life off like that, and you said, okay, you know what, my mission in life right now is to be a productive, a super productive, business person, leader, whatever it is. I always say my DPX, but whatever your dream or your goals are, and you say laser focus on that, you are not going to want to be in a relationship with 3 or 4 women. You're not going to want to have a wife and have this girl on the side, because your wife, if you did your homework, you did what you were supposed to do, your wife is going to be all you need on the sex side, if you did it. Now, again, that's not for all men, but I'm saying if you were to take that advice, especially as a young guy, and focus on the things that like you have an amazing wife, man. You guys got an amazing relationship. Your wife is, she's not just some wallflower that sits there and just lets you do whatever you need to do. I need a woman that keeps me humble. I need a woman that keeps me not wanting to be with another woman. I want a woman that basically says, you know what, man, I love you more than anything else. But you know what? If you fuck up, you fuck me up. You do whatever you things you do, just to let you know, like up front, tell me you do that. Hey, I'm gonna make your life a living hell. That's the kind of woman that I like. I like a woman with a little spice, because she'll keep you humble. If you got a woman that you can run over, unfortunately, if that's the type of person that you are, you're going to probably run over her, and vice versa. If you're the type of man that's going to let a woman run over you, she's probably going to run over you. So you're going to be susceptible to them going outside your relationship. But as men, we're talking about men here, okay? A man should focus on getting their money right, getting their career together, getting their life, like achieving their life goals, and leave all that. Stop focusing. And again, we're talking about young men. Stop focusing on all that sex stuff, man. You know, it'll
Yeah.
get there. You'll get all the sex you want. I guarantee. When you get my age, man, there's women. I'm in Vegas right now, and there's women throwing themselves at me. You know, I mean, it's just, again, they realize I'm here. They realize the type of guy that I am. So if this is what I want, which it is not necessarily what I'm looking for, it's here. It's everywhere. 20-year-old running around Vegas? Not really. You know, women know you ain't got no money. You ain't got no status. You know what I'm saying? So it's a little different. My son my 18-year-old son ain't running around here with game. I'll tell you that right
That was good, Dante.
now. We gotta keep it
Yeah.
straight, man. Straight talk, baby. Straight talk.
That was good, Dante. Somebody, my brother Nasto is Nasto. Thank you so much for joining. A big shout out to you. Thank you so much for being here. My brother has a channel. I think, bro, we should organize a live together. It's
Definitely.
Nasto. He's my cousin. He has a YouTube channel. I think you know him. He's been with
What
Mara.
what's his name?
It's Nasto.
Oh yeah,
Nasto.
definitely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yes, yes, yes,
yeah,
yes.
he's my
Absolutely.
cousin. Yeah. So thank you so much.
We,
Thank you
we,
so
we yeah,
much
we
for
need to
being
get.
here.
Hey, listen, Chef. What I'm doing is I have, okay. So I do streaming. When I do my live chats, I do a streaming one. So what I plan on doing the next time, I'll be able to invite a ton of people in. Like, it's not going to be like this one-on-one thing. I have my guy Duncan working on it to where we can, like, invite people in, because this topic is good for to get different points of view. Like, you and I, we agree with a lot of things that we say to each other. But there, it wouldn't hurt to have a guy. Maybe there's a young guy and there's like, hey man, I just want to get as many girls as I can right
Yeah,
now. I'm just happy. I'm just free. I'm gonna do what I got to do. And maybe they have a different point of view that the women out there need to hear.
yeah, sure.
So I think that the next time that we get together, I think we'll have the opportunity to invite, you know whoever in to our
All right.
chat, and
So,
get their point of view.
all right. So you can organize that because
Yeah,
our
I'll
next the
organize
next
it.
time we are going live on your YouTube. So you can organize that and
Yeah,
let us know then.
yeah, I'll
All
do it.
right.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. I think it'll. I think once we get the more people participating and know that they can like get their point
Mhm.
across and whatnot, I think it'll be it'll really be helpful. I think it'll make it a little more livelier. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. So I want to leave you. I want to leave you for today. Then thank you so much for joining. Yeah, you have. I think you are very busy today, and I can just tell with your face and everything.
I got a lot going
Yeah,
on, that's for sure. But that's okay, man. I
yeah.
enjoy this. I apologize for being late, man. And
Yeah, don't worry, don't worry.
we'll just keep it rolling, man. Keep it
Yeah,
rolling.
don't worry. So thank you so much for being here, Dante. I know because I can see you really tried to be here, and I really appreciate. So we organize about our next talk on your YouTube channel. Then we see how it goes.
Okay, that sounds good, brother. Perfect.
So, okay, thank you so much for being here, Dan. You can say goodbye.
Hey guys, I appreciate everybody that logged on and checked us out, and make sure you hit that like button, or anybody watching this video after the fact, hit that like button. My man and I really enjoy doing this, but we appreciate your guys' your input, just everything, man, and thank you for showing up. And we'll see you. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Thank you so much. Goodbye, Dan.
Okay, guys, see you later.
All right, that was my brother Dante Arona, Street Talk. So, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. It's Nasta. We should do a live together. We should talk about that and we see how it goes. So, thank you so much for those people who have been here. I really appreciate. And I want to say goodbye for today. I don't want to be here for 2 hours. Yes, thank you so much for your support. I'll see you in our next video. So kindly like, comment, and share. So bye bye for today. See you next time. Adios.